Good afternoon. It's still June 5th. Just the other break now. It occurs to me that it's been a while since I've sort of explained what's going on with these videos. I certainly wouldn't expect someone to go back through all the way through. Like, I believe I started in November watching these. It's just me, just a head talking for 10 minutes, and not even very dynamically. So, I mean, anybody who does go through and watch all of them, thanks, but it's not expected. So the main question I get is, of course, was I a drinker? Because I have liver disease, because I have cirrhosis. The answer is no. I don't drink. I never drank. I don't like alcohol. I don't like the burn. And I never acquired a taste for it. There's too much alcoholism in my family. And I never, I'm going to be honest, I've been tipsy and drunk once or twice. I think I can count on my fingers and toes, though, the amount of times in my life that I drank. And most of those would be, I never even got more than tipsy. I just don't like it. I don't like beer. I don't like the taste, but like with your harder alcohols, I don't like the fire. Ugh, I don't like that burn. So I've just avoided it. So my cirrhosis doesn't come from fatty liver either. It's not from an excess of sugar. I've been through the UCLA hospital liver transplant evaluation, and my body's in really good shape except for the liver, and I have some gastropathy, and I have cirrhosis, which causes portal hypertension, which is the scar tissue isn't allowing the blood to flow through my liver as well as before. So the blood is sort of, rather than going through the liver, it's getting clogged into the veins behind it. I have varices in my esophagus, which is, I think, right immediately behind there. I have them in my stomach, and I have them in my spleen. My spleen is swollen. I don't know if it still is, but on imaging, every time they've said it's significantly swollen, and my liver is too. Last time it was measured, it was 20 centimeters, which is pretty big. I'm not a big person. The reason I have this, again, is not from sugar or alcohol. It's because I have an autoimmune condition called primary biliary cholangitis, or PBC. And essentially what this is, it's the mechanism of an autoimmune disease, of course, is your immune system attacks your own tissues. I also have celiac, so my immune system attacks my small intestine. And last time I had an endoscopy, like, all my villi in my small intestine were gone. It was just pits. So I don't know if it's healed since November. I hope so, although I've been glutened a few times. I do not know if there's a connection between the celiac and the liver damage. Obviously, PBC comes with other autoimmune conditions. I'm lucky, knock wood, that I don't have any of those. I just have the celiac and the PBC. There's Sjogren's, I think. I've never heard these pronounced, so Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, type 1 diabetes. There's a lot of autoimmune conditions that come with this. I don't think celiac is super high on the list, but that is what I ended up with. I do not like having celiac. I mind it very much, even though I don't really enjoy eating. I'm not a foodie. It's one of those things that if I could opt not to do it, I would. I do not eat for flavor. I eat for texture. So take away the best texture of all, the gluten-y texture, and it sort of makes eating a sad affair. And as I have cirrhosis, that means that my body does not store or distribute energy as well as it does. So I have risks of having all my muscle mass used by my body for food if I don't get enough protein and calories in a day. And, it just rockets up my chances of having malnutrition, which of course is very, it has a big effect on my mortality. So it's very, very, very important. Like, for me, there are two things that I have to do in a day. I have to eat, I think it's like 3,000 calories. I have to get 88 grams of protein. That's for my nutritionist. And then I've recently added a lot of exercise, especially to help keep the muscles. I have not, I did all the tests during the evaluation. I haven't lost that much muscle. I'm still in really good shape. Like my heart, everything, lungs, it's all in great shape. Kidneys, that's a big one with liver disease. My gallbladder's fine, my pancreas is fine, bladder's fine. PBC is where the immune system attacks the small bile ducts in the liver. So that's what the scar tissue is. So that's why my liver is all clogged up, because there's the bile isn't all the little ducts, all the fine little ducts are all scar tissue now. They've been attacked by my immune system, so the bile just goes into my blood because it isn't getting through the main duct into my digestive system, into my intestines, and out the normal way. So my bilirubin, which is what makes people look jaundiced. I'm not jaundiced right now. I just have a lot of lights on in my room. Little neon lights. I like them. But it's what makes you feel jaundiced, and it's a very big component in the fact that I'm going to be on the liver transplant list. My bilirubin when I started got up as far as 9, and I think normal is below point. Don't take my word as gospel, but I think it's 0.8 or something. So being over 9, and the last time I checked, I think it was at 6.4. So I still have quite a ways to go, but it is slowly going down. So yeah, my MELD score is 17. Your MELD score can be from 6, which is you're not going to get a liver, you're not even going to get on the list, to 40, which is if you don't get a liver in an hour, you're dead. So 17 is pretty right in the middle. Thankfully a little closer to 6 than 40. So if I can get my bilirubin down, then my MELD score will go down, because everything else, the INR, the blood clotting, was normal. Sodium was normal. Albumin, is that what they checked too? That was slightly low, but not insanely low. And I think there was one other thing that was normal. It's just, this is a lot. So I don't have a life expectancy. Nobody will tell me. Nobody has any answers. I'm scared of the varices, but I'm on carvedilol, which is beta blockers, which is apparently the gold standard for varices, and every doctor seems to assure me as long as I'm on the carvedilol, I don't have to worry about it. But I still shouldn't be lifting heavy things. So that is what I'm talking about. At this point, I am sort of in between things. There's not a lot of medical stuff to talk about right now. But there will be. I will be put on the list. It's just pending insurance authorization, which I believe, and don't take what I say, take it with a grain of salt. I believe the insurance is verifying that they will pay for the operation when it's necessary. My PCP and even my former gastro seem to think, though, that transplant is in my future. It isn't necessary. I mean, obviously, at a MELD of 17, I'm not going to get offered a liver. But they say, my PCP says maybe a good 10 years, but my goal is to never have a liver transplant at all. So let's hold on till we get some good, like I keep saying, some good cirrhosis therapies. So I think that's where we are. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.